Hey everybody, TacticAngel here, back on the World of Tanks, PlayStation 4, playing Dragon Ridge. We're in this Chinese Tier 9 WZ-120. This thing is all the way upgraded, so we're shooting a 122 millimeter cannon. Occasionally we hit things with it. I don't know what it is about Chinese tanks and not being able to hit anything, but they traditionally can't. I'm doing the thing that I always like to do on Dragon Ridge, which is go up to the Dragon Ridge and be a dragon. I'm going a little bit further over here than usual. I don't really know why. I find this tank to be incredibly frustrating, so much so that it's a medium tank that I don't even bother to put camouflage on. One of these days I'm just going to be done with it. Am I going to get to tier 10? Probably not. No, I probably will, because it's a medium tank and I get all the medium tanks. So there's an LT-100, obviously an incredibly well balanced tank. For once it gets exactly what it deserves. And I got out of that pretty okay, really. So we bounced a shell off of an E75. Thankfully we hit it with our .38 accuracy. It's anyone's guess if you'll ever hit anything in this tank. If you do, it does a ton of damage, 440 average. It has a miserable aiming time of 3.4 seconds. You can get that down a little bit, but it's still going to be terrible. And it's got a slow reload. It's everything you want in an alpha medium tank. In any case, so far the only thing we're doing is bouncing shells. That's both people shooting at me and the people that I'm shooting myself. Not a lot of gun depression here. We managed not to hit something yet again. Part of the problem is probably the way that I play. If you've seen a lot of my videos, I will usually be happy with an 80% aimed shot. Just because it usually helps the DPM of tanks quite a bit. And most tanks that I enjoy have the accuracy to make that work. So maybe part of the reason I don't like this tank is simply that I'm not the type of player that really benefits from it, I guess. Playstyle wise, it's just not me. There we go, putting shells inside of that FV-215. I think I didn't back up because I didn't want to have to re-aim. Unfortunately, I low roll there, doing only 389 damage, which means did not kill the FV-215B. We leave him on just a handful of hit points. It doesn't look like he's looking at me. That said, that can change real quick. It does. And we finally get, I don't know, whatever the 1.5 degrees of gun depression to work for us. It's probably 3 degrees, but it's freaking miserable. It's just miserable. Now that our driver's dead, this thing drives pretty much like a heavy tank. And it's pretty much got a heavy tank gun. I don't know how I expect to have a good game if that's the kind of shooting that I do. Over the shoulder, auto aimed. That's a little bit better. The accuracy of this gun is superb at distances of 20 meters. Alright, here's some really good driving. Patience has run out. So we resurrect our driver so that we can get around into the backfield and maybe actually continue to contribute to this game. Actually, at this point, I'm fairly surprised that this was a mastery badge. Because this is frickin' miserably boring to even rewatch. I played this game? I don't remember this at all. So anyway, we're driving around. This is good times. I'm not really sure what the strategy is here, but eventually we're going to find the last two tanks. There's a part of me that wants to like use the controller at this point to try to look around and see what in the world I'm not looking at. Oh wow. So there we have an elevation issue. We're only up to 2200 damage. Not great. As you can see, I've loaded high X because of course the waffle there is a very weak tank. Particularly defensively. It'll delete you, sure, but the chances that you really get deleted by a waffle are they're pretty good if it's loaded, but if it's not, then it's kind of the worst feeling in the world. This is actually a real shocker. Managed to somehow get through all this. There is ×5. This is probably on the weekend after Thanksgiving, maybe. Ace Mastery, that's just embarrassing, really. Here's the grand total of our efficiencies. Pretty terrible. I will use this as vindication. This tank is terrible. I hate it. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. I will see you on the next one.